Hello and welcome to Homer for Monday, February 24th, 2025. Oretti hoi buolassum frassum ai ure men vergon. Edgar de mapatesse caelitun uran et autis. Exa pafoi te peresin, haliste hoi ale hekelos. To ekar eufranas hele to me dietas deus. Extra de moi tu dora tio de min in carosaise. Ei moi te kekiste kai sakistos e doie. Hossa te hoi nuennesti kai pothen alla genoito. Hosses horkomenon potiniese tai hossa tebas. Ai kutia sotti pleista tomoisen kteemata keetai. Ai theka tom puloies dige kosioidone gastas. Anera sexoich neusi sun hipoisin kaio kefessa. Anera sexoich neusi sun hipoisin kaio kesfin. Ei moi tuossa doja hosap sama toste koniste. Ostati tumon mon pese agamemnon. Bringa på passen moi domenai tu mad gea lobein. Bringa på passen moi domenai tu mad gea lobein. Okay, great. We have a nice passage here. So many good things going on. Let's get into it. So I will not speak with him on counsel, nor will I do anything with him, nor will I speak with him sum frasomai on deeds. And indeed, he has, because of the fact that, he has fooled me and he has sinned against me. He's elitaino. And never again will he be able to do the same thing with his words, but rather, so it is with him. It's many to him, right? Let it all go to him. Ale hekelos reto, right? So rather let him be at rest and let him go. Because. From him, Ekgar Heo, right, Zeus of wise counsel took his mind, his phrenas, and Echdemoi Tudora, and his gifts are hateful to me, and I honor him the same way one would honor a single thistle, a single small little bit, not much worth in a lot, right? So uudei moi dekakis. So not if he gave me 10 times as much or 20 times as much doye of the such a or if he gave me 10 or 20 times the things of those that are currently there, or kai e potenala genoito. So if everything from there it were to become, right, all the other things, I would not, even if you were to podnisetai, right, I think this is just to offer. It's got to just be to offer. Okay. Prosni somai. Okay. Okay. What's it? What does it mean? What does it mean? Prosni somai. What if we just do this? Yeah. Go. Come. Still not gonna. Yeah. Here we go. Finally. Okay. Preps in motion. Okay. We still don't have a definition. What am I here? Wash the hands. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's basically like, it's wash, I guess, is the idea, right? Oh yeah. So even if he, supplicates me with that of, or komenos, or also so much as in Thebes, Egyptian Thebes, which is, the most populated of houses of possessions, right? The richest place ever Even if, which, there is, 100 gates, and then, you can have, the Kosiyoi, I think this is 200. Yeah, you can have 200 men who pass through each one of them with their horses and their carriages, right? It's a lot of gates, a lot of people. Not if he gave me so much as there are grains of sand or also little bitty ashes. Never would my spirit be persuaded by Agamemnon before all of these things, right, that he has done to me are taken away, right? So all the tumalgeia loben, right, outrage and dishonor. All right, so there's so many good things that are going on here. I will try to speak for a minute and a half on them and cut this one a little short. But I just want to say, first of all, wise Zeus has taken away his phrenas, right? This is a subtle nod to the fact that Achilles knows that this is certainly a godlike design. He attributes his misfortune to the gods, and he doesn't complain about that part. He doesn't complain about Zeus, right? He just sort of ek god hell, right? So from him indeed, right? For from him, right? It's just like, he just says, let him be, right? Heke los ereto, right? Heke los ereto, right? He knows that it's just a reality, right? So he accepts it, but nonetheless, this is also what he must accept in order to be him himself. Then also, there's something about, and this is not textual, but it's more perhaps mythographical. There's something about the ancient idea of Egyptian Thebes that's heard here that I think is very interesting and worth pointing out, which is, Egyptian Thebes has this total overwhelming, think of it, 100 gates in which 200 horsemen can pass each. That's a lot. That's like 20,000 horses, right? This is a city of I don't want to say biblical, but just unimaginable scale, right? And this might have actually been true, right, at a certain point, right? But the reason why the Iliad is so important, the reason why this story is so vital, and it's important to understand myth, right, is that all of that, right, is not worth to Achilles a single grain of sand or single ash, right? And I think this really sums up the maxima, right, and the minima that myth turns on, right? Where you can take the greatest estimation in the world, right, and you can reduce it down to what is the tiniest estimation of the world, right? That you take the lived world, the reality that, Homer can describe to you with physical words, and you try to make it match in the best way possible the eternal abstract, right? Which is that Achilles has rules for himself that he can never give up, and it is supplicating to these rules, it is adhering to these rules that makes him live forever on in this poetry, and that idea echoes throughout this entire work, right? But here in particular, it's just a beautiful illustration of it. That's so many, and a grain of sand and a single ash, right? Maybe the single ash is also, metaphor for all those slain, right? In the Agamemnon, they talk about how, the warriors go off, but only ashes return, only urns filled with ashes return, right? There is something that lives on here, right? The final thing then is that I want to mention is, there's this last sentence, right? It's interesting. There, you're not persuading his phrenas, you're persuading his tumos, right? Pringa papasa nemoi dominai tu malgea loben, right? Dominai tu malgea loben apapasan, right? So from all these things, right? If before of all these things, right? They are not saved until he hath paid the full price of all the despite. That stings my heart, right? Stinging one's heart. They use the heart term here, but this is a very big term, and it can be rhapsodized on for quite some time, literally. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderful day.